Hello peeps, welcome back to She Says.
And he says, okay, today's question is going to be explosive. I can't wait to share it with you all. Let's get straight into it because there is so much to unpack with this. And yeah, wow. Hi Sean and Nat, my girlfriend and I fight about money all the time. We've all been there. I make more money than she does, and it just seems to me she plods along without contributing financially. She wants to live it up, travel, etc., but it's almost expected that I will pay for this. I'm not exactly a multi-millionaire, and it would be nice if she went for jobs that paid more instead of just cruising along. She uses the excuse that she does more around the house, and I should be grateful for that, which I'm not. Thanks, James. Okay, well, I'll just go back into my time machine and to the 1950s where, like, you know, good for you. She's doing more around the house and you're not grateful for it. Wow. Okay, so that in itself is an issue because you should be contributing to the household as well, because especially if you live there, my friend. Second of all, you're a man. Yep, chances are you're going to make more money than what your female partner does. So suck it up and be grateful for that. And then, okay, yeah, you know what? I get it. You're feeling like that, you know, you're putting it all in and she's just cruising along. But I'd really like to know more about what you consider her just cruising along. Because, you know, I think, is she living passionately? Is she giving her life a chance? And even though you are living a life together, sometimes you have to sacrifice one thing in order for someone to live their life in another way. And don't forget, the thing with money is that it's an energetic exchange. So where aren't you guys energetically like transferring that within your relationship and within yourselves and with each other? So that's what I would suggest that you need to look at and think about. You know, are you withdrawing in other ways? Are you holding back in other ways? Is she holding back in other ways as well? You know, money's got to do with power, it's got to do with energy. So you got to, like, yeah, really take those covers off and just not look at the surface like, okay, I'm paying more and she's cleaning, doing that. Look at the, you know, go deep, my friends, go deep.
Are you finished, lovely lady?
Oh, probably not, but I'll let you go for now.
All right. So, yes, honestly, a lot of people fight over money. It is a thing that is very common in relationships. So let me break it down from my particular perspective. So I'll ask you these questions. What does money actually mean to you? What does it mean to you? Right? So if you didn't have it, how would life look like to you at that particular point? Have you sat down with your particular partner and actually discussed what money actually means to you? In other words, were you brought up with money? Were you not brought up with money? Why do you feel that strongly in relation to, you know, her not contributing enough? In saying that, you know, as per your email, and if I look at it at the moment, you're saying that she's not, you're not feeling that she's financially contributing to the relationship at this stage, right? And you're saying that she's not going for high-paying jobs and she still wants to live a cruisy life and so on. So again, number one, you need to find out in terms of what does money actually mean to you. But number two, you need to sit down with her and explain to her what money actually means to you. The next particular point is if she is going along and wanting to live a particular lifestyle. Now, if you're having to pay for all that, right, then in my opinion, she can suck that up a little bit, right? So at the end of the day, right, we aren't back in the 60s and we are talking about equality these particular days. If she wants to live a particular lifestyle, if she wants to go out and so on, right, then she does need to contribute financially, right? It's not up to him to come along and pay for everything that she does, right? So number one, it's finding out what it means so she understands in terms of his insecurity around that. Number two, right, she needs to identify that can she live within her means? In other words, her particular lifestyle, can she financially pay for that herself?
Definitely.
Right? Because if she's not, right, she's being irresponsible and having to lean on someone else in order to live a particular lifestyle. Now, she shouldn't have to lean on anybody. Don't get me wrong, emotionally you should be there. And depending on how you wrap money up, You know, is it done as a relationship, or do you have separate accounts? So, you know, it really depends on how you guys have structured your particular relationship. So if it's one particular pool, then it's a slightly different story, and you guys need to sort out what that looks like, what that sounds like, and sit down and have an honest conversation in terms of what money means to you. Because you're right, a lot of it has to do with power, but it also has to do with how you were brought up in terms of your values, and if you haven't had a lot in your life and you've had to earn that particular point, not having it, and you've had to struggle in which to get it, means a lot to some people. It means security and so on.
Definitely.
So my suggestion is have a really, really good conversation about it. She may need to cut down on all the diamonds and pearls and all the nightclubs and all those fancy cafes and restaurants if she can't pay for it, right? So in some particular regards, in saying that, my brother, right, if you are not helping around the house, then you need to suck it up too, bro.
Yes.
Right? So the part of it is we are not back in the 60s, we are not back in the 50s, we are definitely again on the equality path. So not just financially, all right? If you're not picking up the slack from, you know, doing the chores or doing stuff around the house, then you need to pick it up as well.
Definitely.
Right? So I think this is what my partner in crime is pointed out. But I'd like to bring you back to the point of the conversation. We fight about money all the time. So that would be my particular point.
And definitely look at where each other is giving and where you're taking in the forms of emotions as well. And that's tied up to do with the whole energetics of it. And yeah, I think you'll definitely find and be able to uncover where there's certain other issues, what's going on there.
Yeah, it is common. People
everyone's
commonly
got different
fight about money.
Because as you said, everyone's brought up differently with what their
100%.
actual dynamic around money is.
There's no right or wrong. It's about communicating with each other, finding out what your guys' boundaries are in relation to it, and what it means to you within the relationship, and how you both contribute, right? And what are you prepared to contribute? So you need to be asking those particular types of questions. Other than that, again, this is all but advice. You're going to do whatever you're going to do, and you're probably going to have lots more fights about this until you start effectively communicating with each other about what it actually means.
Definitely.
But
as I said, this could just be, we could unpack this for hours.
And possibly we will do another particular session on this.
But for now...
Yeah, we've actually received a few emails in relation to this. So we kind of...
Yeah, money's
we're generalising at this stage. But, we'll come back to this. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely.
But, again, all about advice. You do what you're going to do. But that's what she says.
And that's what he says.
We'll see you next time, peeps. All the best.
See you. Bye.